Hey everyone, Sheila here from Life with Pets. So today we're going to be moving the baby goldfish into the adult tank, and as you can see they are really starting to change colour. The bigger one has a lot of sort of black colouring on the top of his head, and the smaller one, that one hasn't changed as much, but the bigger one is really starting to change colour. Literally by the day there is a big difference every day. We did do a big water change in the adult goldfish tank before adding them in, and I did it on a day where I could really monitor just to make sure that there were no issues at all, because the 4 adult goldfish have all been together now for a year, so adding in 2 more, I just wanted to be really careful. Usually goldfish are not aggressive in any way, but sometimes you can get one that will bully the others, but thankfully we didn't have any of those issues at all. They've settled really well. Probably my biggest concern was the food and making sure that they did get enough food, but they have had no issues whatsoever in that area. They just get on in there and they don't care how big the other goldfish are. When they first went in, they were a little skittish, especially when the bigger ones came up to them. It really doesn't come across on camera how big the others are. I reckon Belfin, the blue Aranda, is probably about 6 to 7 inches from head to tail. And Ollie, the other Ranchu, he's probably about 4 inches from head to tail. And then little Pip, she's I think probably about 2.5, 3 inches, and Grace is also about the same. We were actually quite shocked when we put them in how big the babies were, especially the bigger of the 2. Because we don't know whether it's a he or she, but we keep calling that one a she. So she is actually the same size as Mom. She's just not as round, but otherwise in length she's actually the same size. And now I actually think she's even just a little bit bigger. So absolutely amazing, the growth that we've had in them and how big they already are in the tank. I expected them to sort of look quite lost in the tank, but they don't, because they're such a good size. Food wise, we've just kept feeding twice a day now, and they literally eat everything the adults eat, so that wasn't a problem. Before putting them in, I did make sure that they would eat peas, because we do feed peas 2 to 3 times a week, and so I did want to just make sure that they would eat the peas, but again, no issue whatsoever. Because the tank they were in was quite high up, when they went into this tank, then they were actually very skittish if anybody walked by. In the other tank, they were just used to seeing a face looking at them, whereas with this one, because the 55 gallon is a lot lower, then it's more of a body going by than a face. So it probably took them about 2 or 3 days to get used to that, and if anybody would walk by, they would just go flying off, terrified. But once they realised that it was somebody coming to look at them or coming to feed them, then that soon changed. So thankfully they have settled really well. They soon got the hang of coming to the corner to be fed, and now they're just like little puppy dogs whenever they see anybody. So taking a look back, here they are when they were 2.5 months old, and you can see on here that there's just a very slight colour change. There's just a hint of orange coming through, but that's about it. This is the box that we have put them in all along, so that we had something for size reference, and it's what I'm going to continue to use, but I probably will need to start doing them separately. I was able to get the 3.5 months, which is how they look now. So this is how they're looking now, and as you can see, there is a massive change. They have grown along with obviously the colour change, and we have given them names now, even though we're not really sure of whether they're male and female. At the moment we're going to call the bigger one Brie, and the smaller one is Ollie Jr. And that's basically simply because he is just such a carbon copy of his dad in so many things that he does and the way he behaves. So we've decided that, yeah, bigger one is Brie and the smaller one is Ollie Jr. I've been recording this video over the last 2 weeks, to show the changes in them, and obviously while I was monitoring them. And I was amazed to see the difference at the beginning of the video where Brie had so much more black on her, and now all that is gone and she is obviously going to be turning an orange colour. And little Ollie Jr. didn't have any black, he was sort of all one colour, but now he is actually starting to get a lot darker, so I'm assuming he is about to start changing colours as well. Since adding these two into the tank, we have had to alter our water change schedule because there are now 6 of them in this tank and it's only a 55 gallon, then it is overstocked. We will be upgrading the tank, but until we do that, we are going to be having to do water changes about every 5 to 6 days. We were doing them once a week, but I have found that in going that length of times, then the nitrites are getting a little higher than I would like. So I've been doing it about every 5 days, and I've found that that is about right. I am going to continue to monitor it and see how it changes, because at this point they've now been in the tank for 3 weeks and I've been monitoring it all that time. So I have seen a slight change in that by day 5 the nitrites aren't that high, but I'm still going to do a lot of water changes anyway, because that does really help with goldfish growth. And obviously with the babies being in there, then I'm wanting them to still have good growth and good water quality so that they stay nice and healthy. Before we did put them in, we did do a Prazipo treatment, a preventative on this tank, and I also did another one on the babies, and they have had, I think now, about 4 rounds of it in total. So I just wanted to make sure that everybody was good and that we weren't going to be introducing anything into the tank when we added the babies in. I have found that doing a 60 to 70% water change keeps the water where it needs to be, so I am going to continue to do that over the next few weeks as we continue to monitor the water parameters. If I need to adjust it, then that's what I'll do. When we've done a water change, we do always feed peas. I guess really we should do it the other way around, feed the peas and let them produce waste and then clean the tank, but it's just a habit I am in, and the goldfish know it as well. They always get so excited when we do a water change because they then know that the peas are coming. We are still feeding a very varied diet of a lot of frozen food, Repashy gel food, and then pellets and peas. We do also occasionally do broccoli, and I think I'm going to start adding in some green beans. I believe that they really like those, and I've seen quite a few people feeding them, so I thought I would try them with that. When I did these peas today, I realised that I'd opened the wrong bag and I'd used garden peas, so they are a little bit bigger than what they're used to getting. So I need to make sure when I do peas next time I use the right ones, but they did manage to get some pieces, but the bigger goldfish are going to get more food today, I think. We have been asked if we plan on breeding the goldfish again, and at the moment we don't. We didn't really plan on doing it this time, and whilst it has worked out really well for us and I am pleased with the way the babies have turned out, I'm so thankful that they don't have any swimming issues, and obviously we still need to wait for their colours to develop fully to see exactly what they're going to turn out as, but we don't plan on any long-term breeding at this moment in time anyway with them. However, we are going to be starting a beta breeding project, and at the moment we're just trying to find the right betas to do that with, and I'm not sure at what point in the year we're going to do that, but that will be our next breeding project, so that is something that we're really excited about and looking forward to doing. It's hard to believe that these little guys are going to be 4 months at the end of this month. I think it's on the 26th that they were born, so it's just unbelievable to me that 4 months have gone by and we've gone through all those water changes and brine shrimp hatcheries, and now here we are and they're in the big goldfish tank. So it's been a really interesting journey, and it's taught me a lot as well about the importance of good food and water changes, and so I'm really pleased that we've gone through this experience, and I do look forward to the upcoming projects and breeding projects that we have planned. We have just recently done a Patreon account, and I will leave a link to it at the end of the video and down in the description box if you are interested in supporting the channel. We have done 3 different tiers, and I do hope that within those tiers that we have offered value for money in what you will get in return for contributing to the channel. If you're not subscribed to this channel and would like to see more videos like this, then please do so. If you enjoyed the video, then give it a big thumbs up. If you are subscribed and haven't hit that notification bell, that will just let you know every time that we upload a video, and then you'll be able to come by and support it. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.